Pool B play opens up for the United States in Houston, Texas, where plenty of fans have made the trip to see if the U.S. can fulfill its destiny after falling to Japan in 2023 as this stacked roster opens up pool play against Brazil tonight. Bobby Witt Jr. playing in his second World Baseball Classic, led Major League Baseball in hits last year as well. Off-speed delivery over the top of Takahashi. This will be the shortstop Ito trying to make the play, and one of the fastest players in all the baseball, Bobby Witt Jr., has an infield single to start.
And that's going to be so huge for this USA team, getting the top of the order on base for those sluggers in the middle.
Everybody knows about Aaron Judge's power, prodigious to say the least, one of the great power hitters of this generation. Judge swings, launches it deep left field, heading towards the wall. It is gone. Aaron Judge, the captain, sets the tone in Houston. It's 2-0 United States. He was the first commit to the team 11 months ago. And if you're going to be the captain, that's a way to set the tone for your club.
3-0 right down the middle. First at bat, that's got to feel so good for Aaron Judge.
But there's really no holes in this lineup. This is tough, man.
There's no break, right?
Tough.
You're constantly breathing hard, trying to figure out how to attack these incredibly talented hitters. Schwarber and Bregman advance, two in scoring position for Roman Anthony. Chance for Takahashi to get out of this inning with about as limited damage as you can have considering this lineup.
Takahashi's going to go home. They're going to say, how'd you do? He says, I struck out Bryce Harper, and I got Cat Riley to tap out to the pitcher.
And maybe get Roman Anthony to ground out and leave two superstars stranded in scoring position.
Mr. Consistent. Last 3 years led the league in innings pitched. He's got some great stuff. Last year, the most strikeouts of his entire career.
He'll face Manny Ramirez's son. Lucas Ramirez strokes one deep to right field. That is back at the wall, and it's gone. Lucas being Lucas, this kid's got power, and he shows it off against Webb and the U.S. And Brazil is on the board right out of the gate. And the son of a man who's got a lot of home runs in his major league career cranks one to right. 17-year-old Joseph Contreras comes on to start this second inning off.
He's a senior in high school.
At Blessed Trinity High School in Georgia. Doubling a couple of walks, though, after getting Buxton out. So the bases are loaded for Aaron Judge. Already a two-run home run in the first off Takahashi. Now he's got the bases loaded against Contreras. Breaks his bat. Ground ball to third base. Reginato throws to second. Rojo to first. And it is a double play. 17-year-old gets Aaron Judge to hit into an inning-ending double play. What a moment for Joseph Contreras. Schwarber a leadoff single. 8 of the 13 U.S. batters have reached base. That one gets past Carmu, the catcher. Ricochets back towards the mound. It will be an easy take of second for Schwarber. And the count 3-1 on Bregman on that wild pitch. Bregman bounces one to the left side. Grabbed by the veteran Reginato, but a good job by Schwarber waiting for Reginato to unleash that ball to first. He was halfway between second and third and took off, and he takes third base. A productive out it becomes for Bregman. That one is a ball, and it gets away from Carmu, and that's going to allow Schwarber to walk home. A couple of wild pitches from Contreras, and it's 3-1 United States. 4 ground ball outs through 8 batters. He has retired 7 straight since the surprise Lucas Ramirez homer to begin the night for Brazil, and a very nice sinker there to freeze Maciel. One time through the order, gave up a home run, and then retired the next 8, 3 on strikeouts. Here's the one guy that has touched him so far. It was the 20-year-old from Florida, the son of Manny Ramirez. Wow, we had a violation there. That's how the inning comes to an end. Logan Webb, all he could do is crack a smile there. Logan Webb has breezed through the last couple of innings, and he will face the 24-year-old construction worker Osvaldo Carvalho with action behind him in the United States bullpen. 2-2 pitch, and he goes swinging wildly at that changeup for a 5th Logan Webb strikeout. He's retired the last 3 and for the last 5 for Brazil on the strikeout. And he goes down swinging. Really solid work with Logan Webb as he works through 4 innings. And after that leadoff home run has sailed through the Brazilian order through 4.
This is where Brazil can really get into trouble. The walks. Now, the U.S. hasn't paid any of them off yet, but you just can't keep giving this team all these chance after chance after chance. At some point, they're going to break through. Block the bases loaded. Now you got to face Buxton, who's hitting 8th.
1-2 delivery, and a fastball comes in on Buxton at 92. That is going to bring home the 4th United States run, but it comes at some pain for Buxton in the process. RBI the hard way, and it's 4-1 USA. So he's aboard at first, and now Terang will come to the plate. The U.S. still looking for a second hit with a runner on base. He lifts one out towards left field. Ranging back, it is Mascai trying to find the ball. He loses it, and this could score all three. It will score all three. Terang clears the bags, and the U.S. finally breaks through in the fifth.
If he could have got to it, he probably could have caught it because it didn't hit very high on the wall, but it just took a funky bounce off the wall. If he goes directly to it, he probably can catch it, but then it hits the wall and kicks sideways, and with Buxton's speed, he's scoring easy.
Terang ends up at second. It's a 7-1 United States lead. Michael Wacha is into the game. He strikes out Vitor Ito to begin his day. Kansas City Royal last year, of course, jumped in as a very young pitcher like Contreras did today. And a half-hearted swing and miss for a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks to start off this frame.
You can tell by the hitter's reaction that came out looking just like a fastball and just dropped right off the table.
You can team it up with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball with that change. Really good stuff from Wacha, who strikes out the side. There is a base hit for Leonardo Reginato. That is a meaningful one for the 35-year-old captain of this Brazilian team. Ito waves and misses. Another strike. It's 2-2, but that gets away. And Reginato will move on to second base. There's a little tapper in front of Raleigh, right on cue. And Harper digs it out at first base. Excellent play on the hop.
What a pick.
Bryce Harper has turned himself into an absolute stud at first base with some of these picks.
Ball and a strike on Rojo, who strokes one out towards center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Reginato is going to get the wave home, and he will score. A meaningful run for the captain, and Brazil gets a run back here in the seventh.
I'm not saying they're in the game, but this isn't what I think a lot of people thought was going to happen.
In the air, well struck to left. Some power here from Mascai. Anthony's going to have to turn around, and a home run, the second of the game for Brazil. And how about now, AJ? They're right back in this in the seventh inning.
There you go. And Michael Wacha looks completely dominant the first two innings out there. And this inning, Brazil has figured him out a little bit for 3 runs, and Brazil's right back in this game.
Some stunned United States fans after seeing Brazil put up 3. 7 runs on just 6 hits. The walks have been aplenty, but the U.S. has left double-digit men on base and has not been able to get more than 2 hits with a runner in scoring position. One of those was the Terang double. Anthony, a ground ball through the right side, a base hit. Judge on his way home. He will score. And it's 8-4 United States. Into third base goes Bregman. And Roman Anthony, the United States' youngest player, drives in a run to extend the U.S. lead. The 20-year-old from Florida, the son of Manny Ramirez, getting a ball over the right field wall. Ramirez skies one down the right field line, looking for that ball at the wall, and it suddenly appears and lands for a second Lucas Ramirez home run. What a debut for his mother's country. Lucas Ramirez, a 2-homer debut for Team Brazil.
Well, if you're USA, you wouldn't mind a run or 2 insurance here.
And into scoring position goes Terang. Harper rips one into right field. That's a base hit. And easily coming around Terang, he will score. And that pushes an extra run across for the U.S. to make it a 4-run lead in the ninth. And Harper's first hit. Brazil's 200th pitch of the game is another ball. It walks in a run for Bregman, and it's 10-5 United States. The 16th walk drawn by the United States offense. And a third run here in the ninth inning to make it 11-5. On the ground through the right side, Anthony a base hit. Schwarber will come in to score. Station to station go the Americans. Roman Anthony back-to-back trips to the plate with an RBI base hit. He has been aboard 4 times in his WBC debut. PCA draws an RBI walk. That is the 3rd RBI walk of this inning. The U.S. has batted through here in the 9th inning. Another violation here. We've seen a handful of pitch clock violations and now a balk against Takahashi. And another run comes across. Oh boy. So Raleigh scores. Anthony to third. PCA to second. A bouncing ball too short. A run will score. Ito will fire across, but it's an RBI ground out as Anthony comes across. And it is a 10-run lead for the U.S. Making his WBC debut, the flame-throwing Mason Miller. And after the leadoff walk, back-to-back strikeouts via the slider from Mason Miller. And the Brazilians down to their final out. Miller deals, throws a slider, and punches out Mascai to finish off the United States opener with a 15-5 victory over Brazil.